Hello world. Today we will learn about nesting. So be excited and keep learning. Please read what's written. Do the same during whole video. Pause and read to understand better. What is nesting? Was that nesting? Definitely not. In layman terms, nesting is storing similar objects inside each other. For example, box in a box in a box and so on. We will be discussing only two main types of nesting. Two common types of nesting we will be discussing about are: first, loop nesting. Second, dictionary and list nesting. Loop nesting. We will be discussing only three main types of loop nesting. First, if statement inside, for loop. Code explaining if statement inside, for loop. We first create three lists of allowed users, banned users, users that logged in today. We then print each list. After that, we run a for loop for every user in today login users list. We then run conditional check on each user using if statement, checking if user is allowed, banned or new user, and print message accordingly to each user. This is the output of previous code. Have a good look yourself to understand it better. Second common type of loop nesting. If statement inside while loop. Code explaining if statement inside while loop. We first create an empty dictionary responses to store user's name and order. We then create a Boolean variable polling, which acts as a flag for our while loop. If you want to learn more about flags, while loops and dictionaries, check out Programming in Python Tutorials playlist on my channel. Inside while loop, we ask name and order of user. We then store user's name with their order inside dictionary responses. We then ask user if they would like the loop to continue. To check if user replied no, we use if statement, and if user has replied no, we call break ending loop. We then print our polling results. Let's run this code. Python first prompts us to enter our name, then it prompts us to enter our order, then it asks if we would like another person to respond. If we reply, no, it stops asking. In the end, it prints our order with our name. Take a good look at the final output yourself to understand it better. Third type of common loop nesting. For loop inside while loop. Code explaining for loop inside while loop. In this code also, we first create an empty dictionary responses to store username and order. We then create a Boolean variable polling, which acts as a flag for our while loop. But unlike previous code, here user can have multiple items as order. We then asks user's name and number of items user will like to order. If number of items user like to order is 1, we take their order and add it to dictionary responses. If number of items user like to order is greater than 1, we create a list orders to store items user like to order. We then ask user his/her order as many number of times as many number of items user want to have using for loop and range function. We then ask user if he/she would allow another person to respond. If user replied no, we call break statement. To check if user has replied no, we use if statement. In the end, we print our polling results. To learn more about looping through lists, dictionaries, and if statements, check out Programming in Python Tutorials playlist on my channel. Let's run this code. First, Python prompts us to enter our name. Then it prompts us to enter number of items we want to order. Then it prompts us to enter our order. It then asks if we will like another person to respond. If we reply no, it stops asking. In the end, it prints our order with our name. Take a good look at the final output to understand the code best. Dictionary and list nesting. We will be discussing only two most common types of dictionary and list nesting. First, most common type of dictionary and list nesting. A list in dictionary. Code explaining a list in dictionary. We first create a dictionary orders. In this dictionary, name of users act as key, and items they ordered act as value associated with that key. To let users have multiple items associated with a key, we store the items in a list. We then run for loop on each key value pair of dictionary, performing the same action of printing each of them. Let's run this code. Take a good look at the final output to understand the code best. Second type of common dictionary and list nesting. Dictionary in dictionary. Code explaining dictionary in dictionary. Here, we have a dictionary of cities. In this dictionary, name of popular city acts as key, and with each key the value associated is itself a dictionary. In that dictionary, we have three keys: capital, population, fact. We then run a for loop on main dictionary, cities. We print name of city, then we access dictionary associated with that city. How to access nested dictionary is the important thing to note here. We access values inside nested dictionary by passing name of nested dictionary with the key whose associated value we want to access. We store this in a variable. Then we print those variable. Let's run this code. Python first prints the name of city, then its capital, then its population, then a fact about it. Take a good look at this code yourself to understand it better. Try making sense of how we accessed nested dictionary to produce our desired output. Thank you. This was it from today's video. Please read this. Also check out the playlist I have been talking about in video.